a new, it says here, business show, and it is a business competition show called Hatched. It's different for a couple of reasons. One is these entrepreneurs are kids.
Little pint size.
The other is that Nicole Lapin is involved.
Yes, the one and only.
They go to the panel of
business
experts, and one of the judges they says Nicole. So let's take a look.
So I created a dish for my brother. He has medical and developmental disabilities.
He's created a tasty treat that sells out locally. He's seeking financial backing from Hatched Business Solutions to turn his product into a national brand sold across America. Will he woo the consumers and the experts?
I'm not a one-trick pony.
Will it end with a deal?
I would buy a piece of that kid.
Or in tears?
All right, so good to see you again. How are you?
Great to see you as always.
Great to see you.
Your better came back down.
I know.
So you have Shark Tank, for instance. It's a big show, other shows like that, etc. This is for kids. What did you discover with these kids?
Well, it's not just kids, it's kids at heart too. And what's cool about
this... Oh,
they're
adults too?
They're adults as well. Throughout the season, it's going to last an entire year on one magnificent morning, which is the educational and informational block on the CW. And so it's really family co-viewing. You really teach kids about money as well. There are pop-ups throughout the show, there are quizzes. And you know who is the king in any business, who makes or break a business?
Who's that?
The consumer, of course.
We, the public.
We, the public. So we test all of these products in retail, so we get real-time feedback.
How'd you get Ed Asner to do it? Who was that guy?
We get real-time feedback, and so we then hear what the consumers have to say about any particular product. The packaging.
The guy in the middle is like the guy who has all the money,
totally.
Right? So he'd be the one who would fund a project.
Exactly
like
right.
And so he has enough money that he doesn't have to dress for the role, right? He can wear whatever he wants.
He's a cowboy investor.
Okay, got it, got it. All right.
I love this because my kids and I like to watch programs like this. They love a competition. I don't know what it is, but they love to see things like that. And then they do really learn a lot from shows, you know?
It's true.
And sponges.
Entrepreneurialism is so much part of our zeitgeist. I think everybody thinks about, what if I started a business? Your bosses are not listening right now, but there's times, I'm sure, Steve, that you've thought, what if I make a pocket square company? I could be a mogul.
Nicole, look at me. I have never in my life thought of that.
Wink, wink, nod, nod. I think a lot of people are curious about business and how to get into business. We see, you know, rock star entrepreneurs, and, you know, we wonder what if sometimes, and so this is the answer to that.
Well, this also takes care of that whole, like, oh, I should have come up with that, or I've had an idea close to that. I've had that thought, you know, and it shows you how it gets done then, right?
And we really go through the pitch, the packaging, and the presentation. So we want to hear, is there a need for the product? What's the competition in the marketplace? And we look at different product categories. So we look at toys, we look at apparel, everything that's in a big box retailer, because we give them the chance to be in there.
The product is certainly the most important thing.
Sure.
But the presentation may be almost as important?
It's almost as important, of course, and you want to be buttoned up when it comes to knowing your margins, knowing your sell-through rates. We really put these guys through the ringer, and we quiz them and make sure that they have a total handle on their business.
How would you do if you were on the other side?
Oh, if the tables were turned. You know, it's interesting because we hear these folks so passionate about their projects that a lot of times you want to invest in the entrepreneur. You're really investing in the person as much as the product in
Especially
a lot of cases.
A kid, someone who's 12. I'm sure that's really
he's amazing.
Tugging at the heartstrings.
And he's from Newport, yeah.
And he was doing it. I don't know if it was clear in the clip. He wanted to raise money for
his brother.
Who?
He had Williams syndrome, and so he couldn't eat certain dyes in different candies. So he created toffee, and he sells out locally in Newport Beach. And he's just, you know, the type of kid that you want as your son.
How did he do? Can you tell us?
Well, he won. Yeah.
Okay.
He joined Hatch Business Solutions. So we bring him into an incubator, and we help him with his packaging, with his marketing, and really take it to the next level, because he's done whatever he could, of course.
Right.
He's kicking in his
Quick
kitchen.
transition.
Sure.
Holidays are coming. Money is short.
Yeah.
What advice? We got to buy a lot of gifts and things.
Kids, all that
Am I on your list? Top of the list, right?
Depends on how you do now.
You're on the naughty list. That's more fun to be on.
Obviously. When it comes to Steve, most women are.
Thank you. Now, what advice do you have?
What advice do I have for what? For saving for the holidays?
Yeah. Making sure we're not spending what we don't have.
A couple of things. Take your money out in cash, determine what you want to be spending. There's 10 weeks between now and the holidays, roughly. So if you're saving, $100 a week, you have $1,000. So be methodical about it. And then once you have all of that cash, keep it to the cash. It's easy to swipe, swipe, swipe. It's easy to, go online. It never ends. It feels like free money. But when it's green cash, it's harder to spend. Another thing is to put automatic savings. So create a sub-savings account. I have a ton of sub-savings accounts. When you actually name your savings account, it's easier to save it automatically because you're putting a label to it. It's not like a dark abyss of random savings.
So it's not an abstract thing. It's
so you're putting like holiday fund.
Okay.
And there you go. So you know exactly what that's going to because you're like, oh, something else coming out of my paycheck. So you can set, like if you want $100, if you want $1,000 by the holidays, you can do that every single week automatically. So it comes out and you don't have the temptation of spending it.
And then for kind of doing some gifts in bulk, you like that idea too?
I think that's a great idea. Look, we get so stressed out and we really overthink it. So I think that is as costly as actual money in some cases, the stress that goes along with it. So, a case of wine, call it a day.
And a bottle goes
And then
to
give a
everybody.
bottle to every,
Yeah.
By the way,
bunch
you're
of
getting a
candles.
bottle of wine this year. You just gave me the idea.
Dream come true.
You can catch
Happy woman.
Saturday mornings on the CW. Thank you so much. Good to see you
Always good
again.
to
Nicole
see you.
Lapin.
Great